So I found out that the screencasting software that I used cuts off at 15 minutes. So obviously I didn't make my 10-minute window, and I didn't get to finish Part B. Part B, come on, Pan, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. There he goes. Oh, it's awake now. Let me undo that. This one does not exist because f prime of 0 doesn't exist. There's no derivative right there. It's undefined, and so we can't add an undefined term to other stuff. So that was the back side there. So, okay, let's move on to the quotient rule. Now, quotient rule. Very similar to product rule, except if you notice there's a minus and there's a fraction involved. But if you start with this v, the second term, it's always going to be, well, let's see. If you have u divided by v, it's going to be the bottom, v, times the derivative of the top, so v times u prime, minus the top, u, times the derivative of the bottom, v prime, all over the bottom squared. Or, if you use high and ho, the way you can remember it is ho times the derivative of high minus high times the derivative of ho, all over ho squared. Miss Allen has a way that I told her to tell you to help you remember, because people can remember hidey ho and hody hi, they just can never remember which one's which. So hold on, somebody's at the door, so I'm going to pause that. That crazy Mr. Naglieri went and got a key to get into my room to get something. He was trying to be all quiet, but I knew he was coming, so I paused it. But now we're back. Anyway, you could also say we have high for the top and low for the bottom, and you can say low d high minus high d low all over low squared, or low squared works just as well. Now, Ms. Allen's going to show you the way I told her that it helps you remember how to write that, because people can remember high and ho, they can just never remember, is it hody high or hidey ho? Which one comes first? Well, it's not Mr. Henke that comes first. So anyway, so Ms. Allen, you tell them, and then we'll come back to here and we're going to keep going. Okay, so for number 1, for the derivative of v prime of t, or just v prime, we're going to take the bottom, which would be 3t squared minus 2t plus 1, times the derivative of the top. The derivative of the top is 2t, minus the top, whoops, that's not the top, dt squared times the derivative of the bottom, which would be 6t minus 2, all over the bottom squared. 3t squared minus 2t plus 1 squared. Now, the top, yes, you need to multiply that out, combine like terms. The bottom, do not multiply it out. It's never going to help you. Leave it factored on bottom. But the top we can simplify. So on the top, if we simplify that, I'm going to tell you what you get. Well, you get, and Miss Allen can walk you through simplifying that if you have any questions, but you get 6t cubed minus 4t squared plus 2t minus 6t cubed plus 2t squared, all over that same denominator of the yada 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 squared. I'm going to be lazy and try to save time here. And then, so our final step, we end up combine like terms. You end up with 2t minus 2t cubed, or you could put that, you could say negative 2t cubed plus 2t, all over 3t squared minus 2t plus 1 all squared. So there's number 1. Number 2, let's try that again. Instantaneous rate of change at x equals 2. We already know what that is. This problem was actually on the AP test one year. And so they say, okay, we got to do f prime of x, or f prime, is equal to bottom times the derivative of the top minus top. Good habit to get into putting a parentheses around, minus a parentheses, because there's quite a bit to put there. And then derivative of the bottom is 1 on this one, so we really didn't have to put that at all over the bottom squared. Now, 2 options. We could simplify first and then plug in 2, or we can plug in 2. Doesn't matter to me. I plugged in 2. Let's see. And so if we say f prime of 2 is going to be equal to 2 minus 2 times 2 times 2 minus 2 squared minus 2 times 1, you don't have to put it times 1, all over 2 minus 1. Oh, I didn't square that. It should be all over the bottom squared. Sorry. Ho-de ha minus hi-de ho over ho-ho, or ho squared. So we end up with 0 minus 4 minus 2 is 2. 0 minus 2 over 1. And so it looks like negative 2 if I did my math correctly. Wait a second. Why did I say? Oh, that's 2 minus bottom. Oh, that's a 1. So, that's a 1. So we have x minus 1 there, which makes it 2 minus 1, which makes it 1 times 2 is 4. So 4 minus 2, which gives me positive 2 over 1. So we get 2, which is what, that matches my key better. Okay, you try number 3. Pause it, try number 3, come back when you get the answer. We're going to work it out. I'm going to start working out, so you pause. Wait, you keep going. I'm pausing. Miss Allen, you pause. Okay. S prime of t, aka ds dt, is equal to, well, first let's rewrite this. That looks like 6/5 t squared plus 2 t to the negative 2/3 power. That's not a quotient rule. Why would this be on the quotient rule? Just to remind you that you could actually do this with quotient rule, but when you do the derivative of a constant, you're going to have zeros there. So it's easier to me to tell you to go ahead and write it this way. Because if you do it the other way, which here I'll just see how quickly I can show you this. So if we do it the fast way now, power rule, we're going to get 12/5 t minus 4/3 t to the negative 2/3 minus 3/3 is negative 5/3 power. There's the fast way to do it. If we had done it with the quotient rule, we would have had bottom times the derivative of the top, which would be 12t, minus top, which is 6t squared, times the derivative of the bottom, which is the derivative of the constant 0, all over the bottom squared. That's just the first term. Then we have to repeat that process for the second term. Much easier if you can. If you see a single term that can be rewritten, rewrite it and do power rule, because I don't want to keep going on that because that's ugly. This is much easier. So we're done with number 3. Number 4. Okay, you try, pause it, come back when you're ready. This means we want the derivative at 5. Well, the derivative of g over f, so g over f derivative means we got to do quotient rule again. Bottom times the derivative of the top minus top times the derivative of the bottom, all over bottom squared. And we want that evaluated at 5. So f of 5 is 1. F of 5 is 1 times g prime of 5, which is 2. So 1 times 2 minus g of 5 is negative 3 times f prime of 5 is 6, all over the bottom squared. So f of 5 squared is 1 squared. So it looks like we end up with 2 plus 18 over 1, or 20, which does check my answers. I didn't check my last answer. Hopefully, here, well, you just pause. You pause for a second while I go back and look. 12t over 5 minus 4/3. Okay, I checked it. My key matches. So number 4 matches. Now let's do number 5. Same thing we did at the bottom of the other page. V prime of 4. But now to get V prime, that is going to be quotient rule. Bottom times the derivative of the top minus top times the derivative of the bottom. Ho d hi minus hi d ho, all over ho squared. So for at 4, I'm going to scratch that out. Never mind. V prime of 4 is going to be f of 4 times g prime of 4. Wait a minute. G prime of 4 doesn't exist. We're done with this part A. Why does g prime exist? We can't take a derivative at a sharp turn. Same reason why part B on the front side, did not exist. There's no derivative at that value because which slope do you use? That one, that one, that one, that one. There's too many different possibilities. The derivative does not exist at a corner. So, part B. Instead of plugging in 4s, we're going to take 5s. So f of 5 minus g prime of 5. So this is for v prime of 5, by the way. All over, oh wait, g of 5, that's g of 5, not g prime of 5. Ooh, g of 5 times, no, yeah, just g of 5. Hold on, what am I doing? Okay, let's pretend I haven't started this problem yet. Brain fart. You know, I really could pause, go back, and rewind this back to the spot where I messed up, and y'all would never know I did this. But being that I never make any mistakes, I want to make my first mistake of the year recorded so it's documented so that I can pretend it never happened later. Sorry, I didn't say that out loud. So we want f of 5 times g prime of 5 ho d high minus high g of 5 d ho f prime of 5 all over the bottom squared. So f of 5 squared, which I could have used a bracket there instead. So let's see, f of 5. If I go to 5, f of 5 should be better marked on your paper than it is on mine, and it is 2. Yours has the dots filled in, so it's easier to see. So this was at, f of 5 was at negative 2. Good catch. Thank you for pointing that out to me. G prime of 5, wait, that's not f of 5, is it? That's g of 5. Okay, once again, another mistake. First mistake of the year. Just now. Not the time before. Ignore the one before. And ignore the one before that. F of 5, this is I of 5 up here. F of 5 looks almost more like 1, but on yours, yeah, I labeled it as 1. So f of 5 is 1. G prime of 5 is the slope here. What is that slope? Looks like it goes up 2 over 1. So slope of 2. Minus, now g of 5. G of 5 is negative 2. F prime of 5 is the slope, and the slope on this one was 1. All over f of 5, we said was, making sure I double check myself now, 1, and we're going to square that. So we end up with 2 plus 2 and get 4, and that is the correct answer. The rest of the time, you're going to be working on the assignment. You're going to be practicing these. If you have any questions, ask Miss Allen. Miss Allen, if you have any questions, good luck to you. And have a wonderful Wednesday. Assignment will be due, I don't know, Monday or next Wednesday. We'll see. Probably Monday. I forgot to say bye. Bye. You guys have fun now, you hear?